Good evening, konnichiwa, YPC League. Welcome to the Week 11 wrap up. I was showing off my bolt. I found it in a drawer. It's getting cold in these parts, and I had to look for some keep me warm. Anyway, so I'm going with this fashion. All right, we're gonna start with the 175.9 high score of the week. Ruben beating East Street. I can't catch a break. Raiders 1-10. So because of that, you score 148 points. The only other person that you would have lost to, excuse me, would have been the person you played, which is your nephew Ruben, and then his dad would be the other person that was going to beat you, South Bay Longies, which is your brother. Other than that, you beat everybody, and that just sucks. That's just the way your season's going. So because of that, I nominate this 1-10 prize. You officially are going to be paying the booby prize. I'm going to suggest that we call it the Benji prize until somebody beats your record. And that'll be known as that's the Benji prize, man. You pay $50. So I nominate that. And if there's a tie ever, say you're 2-10 or 1-11. 1-11, that's a tough. But 2-10 can possibly be beat. 2-10, it's going to go to points force. So whoever has the less amount of points force, that's the person who is going to be named the next prize. So it could be anybody. But that's just my throwing out there. The next game I'm going to do is going to be me and Sheepy. 133.5 to 106.8. Right now, Jimmy, I look like a hero. I went from a 0 to a hero with the trade because I got rid of Rivers, and Rivers scored 19.5, and then Brown goes off for 39.9. Luckily, I started him. I didn't start the other cat. Roethlisberger scores 50. So, man, anyways. So right now I'm looking like a chump. I'm looking like a champ. Next week I can look like a chump because he could just take a shit. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the playoffs. So, anyways, right now I like that. I'm sorry, Jimmy, that you got the shit end of the stick on that. But, however, you did get the win this week, Jimmy. See how I made that transition? Went to Jimmy next. So, Jimmy, you did get the win. You beat my Pops 147 to 145.2. The shitty thing here, I think, was Tolbert. To me, that was the thing. Everyone's watching Monday night. You need him to produce. He gets 1.7 points. So, fuck. That's what I got to say about that. So, Lions then takes it there. 6-5, still respectable record in the NFC. And, Busta and I were talking about Tolbert's stiff arm. That was a mean stiff arm. It was a very physical game. And he only gets 1.7 points. So that sucks, but that was a mean football game to watch, but statistically not very exciting because of your fantasy. So, anyways, Busta was at the game. That's going to be the next one. Busta was enjoying that game. I told him that I think Cam Newton's balls dropped in front of everybody. It was great to see that. That was an exciting game. The kid, I'm not a huge fan, but that little running around was amazing. I'm not going to give him head or anything because I'm not like that, but that guy was amazing. That scramble was pretty cool. And they're playing physical on defense, and I like the way their running game smash mouths, kind of a little bit of everything. So I love the fact that he beat the Evil Empire. That was awesome. So, B, congrats on that win, dude. That was exciting. It's got to have been fun being at that game. And not only that, you got the win this week. So that's my transition now. Went on a little side note there, but sorry about that. But B, what did you can't score higher than 150. You scored 129 this week, and you beat Denny. I haven't seen you score lower than like 155 or no, I'd probably say 180 for a while. So, that's just you still got the win. You got the lead right now with points for us at 1682. So I'm trying to see real quick. I wanted to see your schedule just for a goof and see what your score has been the last couple of weeks because I want to say it's been 129 and then you went 180 169 no excuse me you went 180 204 excuse me Jesus 180 204 155.9 and then 135.7. The 135.7 was against myself and that's when I caught you slipping. 135.7 to 132.6. But other than that, dude, you've been blowing it up. So I hope I can get that luck right there in the playoffs. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so back to the lecture at hand. B, you got the lead with 1682 points forced, and then we got Theo Rubin and Jimmy, which are 1632.7 is Theo Rubin. Jimmy was 1632.9. Dude, that's like last year. This is for second place. So the next game we're going to talk about is Theo Rubin. See how I transition that points forced over? So it's kind of like I'm trying to do like a news report at 7. All right, Theo Rubin, trying to find you here, man. I'm just not as quick. I need help with this, people pulling this stuff up. So I go on Theo Rubin here. You know, it was 158.5 to 92. The thing that jumps off the page at me here is 92. Everyone's in the hundreds, and I don't know why, but it just is 92. And then 150, that's a nice thumping. And the thing that I thought about here was, I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Enter the Dragon, where Bolo suffocates this dude, one of the guards. That's what Theo Rubin did to Rudy here. He just suffocated him. So Bolo is a guard in Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee gets out one night and creates some havoc. And then they find out about the guards were all fucked up. He beat him up to get past them. Anyway, so the next day, the guy that's in charge of all these people doesn't think that his guards are doing what they're supposed to do. So he gets this guy Bolo, who's a beast, to fight him, to show how worthy they are. And he breaks one dude's neck. And anyways, the last guy saw all this going down, sees it. He sees it all going down, and then he says, fuck that. He tries to get out of there, so he runs and Bolo grabs his ass and fucking suffocates him. So this is what came to mind when I saw these points. I don't know why, but that's what came to mind. I'm going to post a clip here about this, how Rude just got suffocated. And the thing that gets me, Rude, is that, man, you know, when you can't score any points, dude, I've fucking been there. I was there last year, and I didn't like it. And it's just frustrating because I'm in like that in another league right now. So it's a dichotomy. I'm shitty in another league, 2 other leagues actually. And then this one I'm having a pretty decent season. So it's just fantasy football. So you get it where you can. But when I'm looking at your score, I'm looking at Tannehill. And that's your high score with 19.5. So, you know, that just sucks. And that goes with your quarterback carousel from the beginning. I don't know, dude. If one of those guys would have hit, you would have been looking like a genius. Even 2 of them, because you had 4 of them. So I like the crapshoot. I do, and I'm gonna comment on that in a little bit. But that takes me to Tookie, who had Palmer, who was in your quarterback carousel, Rude. See how I linked it there? So what I'm saying there is that Tookie had Palmer on the bench, and if he would have started Palmer, he would have beat Nick. But he didn't, so that didn't happen. But 46 points. That'd have been 26.7 points. Oh, you would have beat him. So, sorry. So, Tookie's, what I'm trying to get at here, we're making the switch over to one of Rudy's quarterbacks on the carousel was on Tookie's bench, and he could have started here. So, you know, I'm not going to start Palmer over Luck, though. I'm sorry, I would never start Palmer over Luck. Jacksonville, I might have made me think about it a little bit, but only for 5 seconds, and then I would have said, I would have went straight to Andrew Luck against Tennessee. Because I think Rivers had a good game earlier in the season against them. He blew them up. So that's what I was using for reference. Anyway, but Tookie, when you're on Thursday night, when Thursday night's over, you probably went to bed feeling pretty good about yourself because you got 20.7 from Andrew Luck. I'm okay with that. But the Chris Johnson with 21.4, he hasn't done anything all season long. And you go to bed with, you know, he hasn't done 2 touchdowns. He's only had 4 touchdowns. He just doubled his touchdown production this last game. He had 2, now he's got 4. So you hit it. You know, magic happened, and you got 21.4. And then Andrew Luck was 20. You're hoping for 30. But, you know, you go to bed happy, and then nothing else happens. And your Bills defense, though, Jesus. Anyways, 27 points. And then everybody else took a shit. So, Nikki, congrats on the win. And then when I'm looking at this, Nick, the difference here is that Ray Rice showed up. That's it. I'm looking at everything else. You know, you got a win on a bye week because Tony and Dez are your 2 big point production guys. So you get a must-needed win in the bye week. You deserve to go to the playoffs. You just got lucky there, man. So you got some little. You might go into the playoffs here with a little buzz of luck. That's perfect. It's where you want to be. Actually, I'd like this luck next week because you're going in. You're catching it. But hey, man, a win's a win. Congratulations. We got the first place playing second place, third place playing fourth, fifth playing sixth, which was voted on last year. I know I was talking to Rude. He was saying he was talking to people that were concerned. And then I had some concerns about other people texting me too. So, but it was on the boards last year, and we did this format last year, so it's nothing new. If you guys want to change it, I'm for it. The thing that I would suggest if you want to change it, I'll random it out of a hat during draft choices the following year. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be decided by the playoff, the loser playoff, Super Bowl. And then when we pick the other names out of our hat, like we've done in the past, I will pick Week 12 and I'll put it on there after I get all the divisions situated. The divisions are by draft choice, so all the evens are in one division, all the odds are in another division. That's how I do that every year. So if anybody was wondering how I did that, that's how I do it. So try to keep it as standard as possible. So I know that there is a concern from Ruben and then Theo Ruben, but it was like that last year. If you guys don't like it, there's a vote on the board. I don't want to randomize it because we did it where it's randomized. For some reason, we were playing the same people. So because we switched it last year, whoever we played in 12th, I think if we left it randomized, I would play Theo Ruben because this year I was playing Theo Ruben. I probably played Theo Ruben again next year, and that's how it was going on when we first started. I played Jay, who is now Denny's team. So I played Jay first and last for the first 3 or probably 4 years. So anyways, what I'm trying to get at is randomize it. And I'll just draw it out of a hat like everything else, just to try to random it. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else to touch on. Oh, I was going to touch on Rude. Rude, you had in the 8th you had Sam Bradford. In the 10th you had Tannehill. In the 12th you had Palmer. And in the 16th you had Alex Smith. And Bradford, he only played through week 7, I believe. And he scored 166 points. And then Alex Smith has 203.2. And Palmer with 205.9 because he just had that 46-point game. So, dude, and then Tannehill with 198. So what I'm getting at is that if any of these guys hit, you've got 4 of them. Alex Smith was a surprise for the last pick of the draft. That's when people are drafting kickers. You know what I mean? That's when I draft my last kicker. And you got him the very last pick of the draft. That's what I wanted to say. I thought that was kind of like, wow. Dude, for the last pick of the draft, you just did Moneyball at everywhere else. So, anyways. All right. This week, we wrap everything up. The the points force is still up in the air. With, like I said, Busta's leading it there. And then the second place points force is still up in the air, too. Nothing has been decided yet. So, there we go with that. The number 1 seed between me and Ruben. Whoever wins that gets $300. So there's $300 on the line this weekend, as far as that's concerned. And then we have points force. The most weeks at points force, which would be Jimmy right now with 4. And I think that no one else has 3. Yeah, they don't. So Jimmy, you've got that one, and that is, I think it's $100. Most weeks at highest weekly score in the regular season. That's $100, my friend. You just made your money back. Nice. Congrats on that. So that's $100 for that, and $200 is going to go to the person with the most points forced. All right, that's reading off here, and then $50 to the second most points forced. To me, because that's in writing, but it's already done. But that's a lot for most points forced. $200. I was thinking 100, but that is getting a lot of points. You drafted a nice team. You should be getting a little something back. So, you know what? I like 200. I think it's and then $2 for the most points forced. But if you guys don't like any of these, throw them out there, man. We can try to figure it out. I'm just trying to spread money. If your idea is in the sense of spreading money into another category, I'm cool. If you're into shortening things down, don't even voice your opinion because we're not going to go that way. I want to take the direction of making sure everybody gets a payout. As far as the champ's concerned, I think $300 is nice, and you get the trophy. That's the bragging rights. $300 and the trophy. So if you guys want to do that, we can make it maybe 5, but we have to skew some other things down. So let's still skew it down. So I don't want to do that. All right, fellas, it is the week 11 wrap up. Week 12, here we go. Everybody, good luck. And I think it's Niners, Redskins. on Thursday night, tomorrow night. All right, fellas. Peace.